everything's okay, I guess. There are some people who can't say that. There are some people who honestly can't say. They can't say they pooped today.
Planet Poopsony.
Yeah, Planet Poops.
Regular.
We're making sure your intestines are healthy.
Yeah.
That setup looks good. I like it.
Whole grain?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots
Color
of
coffee
fiber.
influenced? Or maybe some bad sushi?
It was a healthy color. I would say that was like
What was the texture like though?
The consistency of it.
Yeah, the consistency of it, yes.
I would say,
did it swirl around in the toilet bowl up like a snake?
no,
Or
not
did it
like a
drop?
snake. There was no plop. It only like left.
Was there a splash?
No. It went in like a Navy SEAL.
Swan dive. Oh.
What was the velocity of the projectile?
It was, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but it was.
You already did that while you
exactly.
while you went.
Yeah.
you definitely tooted your own horn there.
I'm gonna
But
sip
good.
my tea.
I'm glad. Is that to help? Is that to help further poops?
A little later, yeah.
There you go. This is a healthy part of your lifestyle. Welcome to Planet Poopstony. We hope you all had wonderful bowel movements as well.
We gotta do that again. We can't.
I was about to say I'm so glad I'm the one that edits the video portion for the YouTube channel, and then you did that intro, and now it's fucked.
It's too late. It's too late.
Gotta keep things fresh. You know?
You gotta keep your system fresh, or
Gotta keep
bile
things
builds up.
fresh.
You gotta flush your system out, man.
Gotta get the toxins out, man.
Gotta do
It's
that
very
again.
healthy here.
You gotta get impressive length, by the way, Dan. I was very impressed. Well done. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 202 of the Planet Destiny podcast, the one where we talk about poop and opulence, because those are different things. We're back once again to talk about all the new stuff going on in the world of Destiny 2, and we have got your roundtable of hosts who are absolute professionals, like Mr. Nim Plays, who is just dreading having to edit this together and make it coherent. Here's what you do, Nim. Don't care. Just don't care. That's what you do. You just don't care, and you just throw it out there. Look, the YouTube audience, the normally aggressive and hostile YouTube audience, will respect you for it. They will respect you, right? Y'all will respect him for it, as long as he doesn't care. That's the secret. Good to have you here, buddy.
Yeah. Hi.
We've got Aura. How's it going, man?
Welcome to episode number 200 and number 2.
Look, it's been 202 episodes.
Fuck's sake.
By now, you knew what you were in for. You still clicked this. Like, if you're on the iTunes, on the podcast, there's like 999,000 other episodes of other shows that came out. You still chose this one. You did.
Oh
There's
boy.
no more. You know. You picked this number 2, and I hope it's a healthy number 2 for you. Nim, you can't hide. You can't hide, Nim. Turning off your camera doesn't save you from what's happening here. It's going to continue.
He's still there.
He's still there.
I hate you
Dan.
all.
Oh, Dan, you got us started on this road. How you doing, man?
I'm regretting it
Rocky
more and more
road.
every minute.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Like I said, it's too late. You just gotta not care and roll into it.
Oh,
It's the
I
only
love you
way.
guys. I mean, that's how I got into this mess. So, anyways. Cheers.
Well done.
Love you guys.
Well done.
Hello.
And my name is the Black Link, and this is already off to a fantastic start. Oh, boys, what a week in Destiny we've got ahead of us. Season of Opulence getting ready to drop in just a few days. And that means a whole lot of new stuff to cover. We've got some patch notes. We've got a pretty meaty issue of the Bungie Weekly blog that talked a bit about the Menagerie, which is the new 6-man activity. We're going to talk a bit about that. But first things first, what y'all been up to this week in Destiny?
Well, I have not, since I'm not going in day 1 for the raid, as far as I know. I've just been trying to get alternate characters up to level 50 for that Opulence quest. Yeah, so just trying to do that, and other than that, I haven't really been playing a lot of Destiny. I've been playing Void Bastards, which is really fun. If anybody has
You've been streaming some of that, huh?
It's
Yeah,
pretty- it's
we
pretty
talked a little
fun.
bit about that before the show. So, like, explain to the audience the way you explained to me what Void Bastards is, because that's a great name, and I want people to understand that this game is crazy looking.
It is like it's BioShock with like it's cell shaded, so it's kind of like Borderlands. And the guns are crazy. It's a FPS roguelike. And every time you die, you re-roll a new character that has some crazy stuff on it. Like I had a character that was like was small in stature, so he was really low to the ground and was firing on everything. And then there's these gene selectors where you can hit a toggle, and it replaced that with gigantism. So he went from being like this really small guy to this really tall guy, and had to like duck in order to get through doors and stuff. It was pretty fun. It was pretty crazy.
It's a crazy looking game. I've watched a couple of videos of it, and it's just BioShock,
really
System Shock 2, Borderlands. It's goofy. I love it though.
Have fun with it. If you, I think it's on Game Pass. It came out on Game Pass the same day, so if you have that, give it a shot. It's worth every dollar.
Aura, you been vooping?
I have spent all week playing Gambit to acquire bounties that are no longer any good. But it's okay. Listen. It's okay. Because I got Dredgen, I got my 21% delirium. I had a lot of fun playing with friends. I did a bunch of invading and silly things. I Nova Bomb spawned like 4 times and ended up with like 7 kills a bunch of times, which is cool. And then I went away for the weekend with my wife because it was her birthday, and we went to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which was beautiful, especially this time of year. A lot of trees, a lot of mountains, very nice. A lot of bears, not so great. We didn't see any. And now we're back, and we're like a day or two away from brand new season.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good time to come back, especially like between you and Dan. Dan hasn't played too much Destiny 2. That's probably a good thing, because a lot of people, like Aura just said, we're playing an awful lot of Gambit over the course of the last week, only to get kicked in the shins by Bungie at the last minute, where they say, not
makes
gonna work.
sense. It makes
No
sense. A little bit of a warning, like not so much the weekend before the thing went on.
That does seem like something that could have been in a tweet at the start of last week when everybody was putting out those guides for how to get prepped. Rather than waiting till Thursday to be like, let's just throw this out there. Yeah. Don't bother doing those powerful Gambit bounties, because you're not going to benefit from them. Okay. Bye. Yikes. Well, did you get the rest of your season of Opulence prep done?
Yeah, everything. I'm in great shape. I'm in really, really good shape for day one, for 6 hours of mind-numbing, intense, crazy grinding before the raid even launches. And I know it's going to be a marathon mentally more than anything else coming into Tuesday, because I don't enjoy the milestone system. I haven't for a very long time. And I am going to get every ounce that the milestone system has to offer 3 times over on Tuesday within 6 hours. And I haven't done all my milestones. Like, that's a weekly activity. I'm going to do all my milestones in my Warlock in a week. I have to do it in like an hour and a half.
6 hours. Yeah. You got 6 hours to get all that done.
Yay.
And because it's going to be such a grind, because what's going to happen is people are going to jump into Season of Opulence. They're going to start off doing that Power Surge quest, get that done. I'm assuming the Menagerie is going to be opened up. Hopefully right then. Hopefully that content isn't locked off, because if it is locked off, like my previous theory said, where it might be tied to the completion of the raid, that means everyone's just going to be jumping back into old content to get leveled up again. So like the only new bit of content they're going to experience is the Power Surge quest, and then it's just right back to the Dreaming City for an hour. And we had that experience in
it
Black
looks like you're gonna have to. Well, Bungie put something out today about Cabal loyalists ban transmission. So it looks like we're gonna have to kill some Cabal loyalists in order to gain access to the Menagerie, get the Menagerie, and then get it clear. I think the Menagerie at level 1 is going to be available at the very start of the season.
I'd hope so.
Or very quickly into the start of the season is what it looks like. And it looks like in order to get the raid done, you'll have to get your first Menagerie clear.
That's
to get
awesome.
into the raid is what it looks. Is what I'm going to predict.
And that's good because like you said, and like so many people are going to be doing, the first 6 hours before the raid goes live is going to be everybody trying to power level as quickly as possible for the small amount of benefit it's going to get them on day one. And a lot of that's going to be playing old content. And we all remember how Black Armory started out, where everybody, Nim, I think you were with me when Black Armory dropped, and we were like, oh boy, let's do this forge. And we jump in, get lol stomped, and have to go back to the Dreaming City and do like all of our milestones. And I would think, I'm happy, I was happy to see that Bungie put out that notice today about, the whole loyalist thing. Because when these new seasons start, people want to play new content. Like they don't want to say, oh boy, a brand new season of things to earn. Let me go back to the Dreaming City. Let me go back to the Tangled Shore and do all of my usual stuff that I've been doing for the past 7 months. And oh boy, that 6-hour grind period. I do not envy you guys. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to go in, do some casual stuff, and then laugh as everybody slings themselves against a wall for a couple of hours before we finish that raid. Speaking of, Nim, what you been up to, man?
So I was doing a lot of Gambit. Go figure. But I realized that none of my other characters, like my Hunter or my Titan, because I primarily just play on my Warlock, they didn't have any of like the Ada stuff done, or none of I hadn't completed like the daily bounties for like the Dreaming City stuff. So pretty much all week has just kind of been dedicated to doing like the Ada bounties and completing some of the other stuff. But now I'm pretty much effectively locked out of playing Destiny until Tuesday because I don't want to risk losing the dailies. So yeah. I went on PS4 today just to like play Crucible for a bit because I can't do anything on my PC account now because I don't want to risk not having those dailies.
Yeah.
Come reset. So
congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah. Now I'm stuck with PS4 gameplay.
Oof.
At least I got Wave Splitter.
One of us.
Did you are all of the areas unlocked for any of your other characters? Because I realized today that Mercury wasn't complete for my Warlock. So if the flashpoint was Mercury,
oh my God.
I wasn't going to be able to do the flashpoint for the week. So I had to go in and do all the adventures, which honest to God, again, I'm going to say it, I've been saying it a lot. Looking back at them after the year of content we've had, they were actually quite fun. Going back and doing the adventures on Mercury, except for today was Blackout and defend the conflux, that kind of thing. Or if the Hive get into it, it resets it. Yeah, and so no radar. So I had to use audio cues, which was neat. But so yeah, I had to make sure that was.
No, I as Curse of Osiris came out, I did that on like all of my characters. So luckily on PC I'm fine, but on PS4 I don't have any of that unlocked. Maybe on like one character, and that's literally it. But yeah. So Tuesday's gonna be sick.
That's a lot of nonsense to go through.
I was gonna say though, the daily bounties though, even though they're if you don't like, you're gonna be capped at 700 for like an infamy reset. I mean, it's still at least an easy Ikora milestone done.
Yeah,
getting the 20 bounties done.
So the way it works is you turn in your Gambit infamy rank up packages, your bounties that have the infamy rank associated with them, and you hit a level, and you typically get a powerful reward. That reward is capped at 700.
Yes.
And then if you continue on by turning in those bounties, your next one will be capped at 700 as well, right? If you turn it in and it counts towards any bit of your progress, that's when it's going to cap you, right?
I believe so.
The way I read it, that's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
So I could be ruining 2 Gambit rank up packages.
Or
more, depending on how much bounties I have and what.
Honestly, though, I can't see myself like playing that much Gambit in 6 hours to even like get close to a single like reset. So I'm not even counting on infamy rank
Yeah.
ups for powerful drops. There's so many other sources that's like whatever to me right now.
Whatever, dude, bro. Whatever, Gonji. I'll see you, dude. I don't care.
I mean, they did a pretty good job of stamping down on some of the powerful cheese that people were able to do in previous seasons to get an easy light gain. One question I had about that is Pinnacle rewards and exotic rewards, are those capped at 700? Because they haven't been.
No.
Yeah, they haven't been since Forsaken came out. They
didn't
are for
mention
year
it.
1 stuff, but like
Right.
they haven't been for year 2 stuff thus far. You think they might spring that on us on Tuesday as well? Like if anybody who hasn't picked up Thorn or Last Word capped at 700, because I actually
hope
just
not.
finished. Yeah, I finished the Last Word and Thorn quest on my Hunter over the weekend. So I was kind of by accident, by the way, especially for the Last Word quest. I played like 30 minutes of Crucible and got
97,
done.
like 100% done for the kills. Yeah, same here.
Blew through that. So I figured, oh well, I might as well push these to the final step and hold on to it for Tuesday. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
Because I've got my Titan and my Hunter. I've got Chaperone unpicked up. I've got at least on my Hunter Thorn and the Last Word. I've got Thorn on my Titan. So I don't think they've mentioned anything about Pinnacle rewards or stuff like that. And
I have Breakneck, but I actually used the Breakneck to get the Breakneck because Breakneck is the only thing I could use as an all rifle in Gambit and still be an effective player with Yotun for clearing ads quickly. So, and for just being a heat-seeking missile and invasions, I got some stories with that weapon. Good lord!
It's silly.
So I have the Breakneck staged, and if it is capped, oh well. It really didn't take a whole lot to. I mean, I was playing Gambit for the bounties anyway, and just for the hell of playing and having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't really taxing on me to stage that weapon. I didn't hear anything about it. I know year 1 exotics, but I thought Chaperone was a year 1 exotic. So like I'm 2 steps away from Acreus. Acreus is going to drop at like 360 or some nonsense like that because it's a year 1 exotic that's capped. I thought Chaperone was also a year 1. I could be mistaken.
Was it? It's been so long. I
got it right away.
Remember.
Like I got it immediately. So I don't know. I don't recall exactly.
Chaperone is a Forsaken exotic.
Okay.
What?
It's just super easy to get because I remember getting that
9 months ago.
Yeah,
it's a Forsaken. I'm looking at Dim and it has the Forsaken icon.
All right, well there we go. Like it's been so long because I got Chaperone like the day I finished the story. That was an easy one to get with the PvP steps for it. So good. You know what? I've got Thunderlord too. I could go through that real quick if they're not going to be capping this stuff. I might have a couple of at the very least 710 drops right off the bat.
Yeah.
If all of this works. If it all works.
I haven't touched any of those exotic quests on my alternate characters. Like I would still have Last Word. I still have Thorn, Outbreak, Chaperone, like literally all of those. Outbreak should be fairly easy. That's a 15-minute mission for an exotic.
Oh, and you know what? Like that actually might be if when Tuesday rolls around, those exotic quests wind up giving you because those are what the exotic quests were. Are they +5 or +10 to your light? I thought they were.
I think I was max when I got them. So
yeah, I thought they were max, like the max light gain. Because if they are, it might be worth it to hold on to those until you've got to like 710 and then start throwing those in and have an easy 10 light.
Right.
Worth.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, with contest, regardless, it's not going to matter a whole lot. So, yeah.
Have fun with that on day 1, Nim. I wish you luck, brother.
It's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm legitimately excited for this raid. I don't think I've been stoked for a raid like this in a while. So I'm excited.
Same here, to be honest with you, man. I'm
really.
I think the fact we haven't had a raid last season. Well, we haven't had a raid I've enjoyed in 9 months.
Oh wait, no, we had Scourge. Oops.
We had Scourge.
Yeah,
but we didn't get one with Season of the Drifter.
We literally ran that this week, Nim.
I know.
I just got done.
You got energy this week.
Called. I was in a Scourge of the Past run. Listen, I understand podcast listeners on YouTube. I get it. I ran Scourge of the Past because the Bud needed me. But like Last Wish, I couldn't participate in because I was too underleveled. I didn't have the time to put in the grind to get it to the point where I could even be effective.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I'm able to actually run a raid in a long time, probably since Leviathan. So I'm ready, man. But 6 hours of gameplay before I even step foot in a raid for a guy who doesn't play more than 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm just dreading what it's going to do to my mind, my body, and my teammates by the time it's like 4 or 5 hours in rolls around. I'm just going to be mumbling stuff instead of call outs. Be a zombie. So,
and that's the thing. Like, we don't know. We have expectations, but we truly don't know how long or how big this raid might be. And that kind of adds into that like fun factor because it's like, shit, am I going to put an all-nighter or is this going to be beaten in like 4 to 5 hours or what? And that is, I think that's probably one of the big things that excites me about this. It's like how intense and how like crazy is this raid going to be?
Yeah.
We've got no real frame of reference.
I'm going to call 5 hours to complete. 5 hours to complete. And it's gonna be Lulu's team. There, I said it.
Oh, we making bets on who's gonna finish world's first?
I'm making bets.
Okay. I would say 5 hours probably sounds about right because I don't think it's gonna be like Last Wish where it was such a heavy light check. It was a big level check when Last Wish came out. I don't think this is gonna be that bad, especially since the max light is gonna be 750. So I think 5 hours is probably. Because it took Scourge, what, 2.5?
Yeah.
It was not long. And I don't really expect this raid to be that much longer. I do think it's going to be a little bit longer than what Scourge is, but I don't, it's not going to be a Last Wish sized raid, I don't.
God, I hope it is. I really hope I like this one. And I don't want to be all negative and stuff, but I've played PvP for like years now. Yeah. And I really wouldn't mind being sucked in by an encounter that had the magnitude like Vault of Glass did for me personally, or that Last Wish did, you know?
Yeah.
That's just what I want as a consumer of this game. I love Crucible, but I would love nothing more than to step out of the same 15 people that I play every single week. You know? I'd like to get some hate mail from some Thrall. Have some Thrall tell me to stop using my controller. You know what I mean?
Salty. Pick up a mouse, bro.
Yeah. Aaron Till Crutch. Like at least I'd be like I wouldn't mind that coming from a Thrall.
They can get pretty salty, I hear.
Salty Thralls.
So what do you say we go ahead and just jump into the TWAB for this week? Because we actually learned quite a bit of information about what's going to be going down on Tuesday, June 4th, when the season of Opulence begins. In particular, we got to get a lot of information about the reward system for the Menagerie, which is the new 6-man activity set to drop with Season 7. And in particular, we're getting kind of a lot of customization with the rewards that we're going to be going for in that activity. I was already okay with the fact that like we could choose what we wanted. Like I can choose the armor that I want to get. I can choose the weapon that I want to go for. That's already good enough for me. Like that makes a good enough activity in Destiny. Maybe this is just where the expectations have been set. But one of the things I love the most about Black Armory was the fact that we could get weapon frames. We could choose what weapon frame we want and then work towards those weapons. Like right now you can go to Ada and she has everything that's available from the Black Armory. So if you want another Hammerhead, you can grab that frame, work towards it, and build it. And I really feel like Bungie took that sort of system and is expanding upon it with the Menagerie, being able to pick what you want. And then we learned this week that through the use of runes, we're going to kind of be able to customize some of the perks and masterworks on these weapons. And I don't know about you guys. I think that's great. I think that's exactly where we need to see the loot system move in, at least in tailored activities like this. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty great that you have that at least a little bit of a branch to kind of like lean towards too. And I think I really really like this because it kind of like, I don't want to say forces a community, but it kind of brings the community to find like the different recipes for like different masterworks and for like the different weapons. I think that's actually really 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 neat.
Yeah, I don't have the TWAB up right now, but I think they explained like how it was going to work, where you have a chalice and you can upgrade the chalice using kind of a new sort of currency called Imperials. I think that you'll get from like triumphs and then weekly activities and stuff like that. And so you use those, you upgrade your Chalice, and as you upgrade your Chalice, you get access to more powerful rewards and more customization options for the rewards that you're going for. And
Yeah,
they gave
so-
the example. Oh, go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you can earn Imperials by completing weekly bounties. In Triumphs, there's also gonna be a special consumable that allows for Imperial acquisition. So you do have quite a bit of different avenues to do that.
And that's great. I think that's fantastic. Like the fact that this is, like I said, the choosing your reward thing is already kind of an evolution upon the Black Armory system. I think this is an evolution upon the synthesizer kind of thing that we got with Season of the Drifter. Except there's one really good thing that I bet made Nim smile about the Chalice in comparison to the synthesizer.
Oh yes, that it's account based.
You only have to do it once. You only have to unlock this thing once, and
Thank
then it's
God.
account based.
That's huge because none of the forges are done on my other characters. I can't be bothered to go kill whatever it was, wherever it was, 3 times over. Huge move. Great job, Bungie.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is one of the things Anthem couldn't figure out. Is like give your players things to do within the game. Put them in the environment where they're going to thrive the most instead of making them do a bunch of busy work. And it's one of the things that Anthem really struggled with. Combat in Anthem was amazing. Combat in Destiny is amazing. So let's just make all of our people go fight where they're supposed to be fighting. Huge move.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the Chalice is going to be account wide. I think you get it after you finish the Power Surge quest itself. And then as you upgrade it, you'll be able to make more powerful things with these Imperials. And one thing with the Imperial currency that I really like is I like that the first way you're going to be getting this is by completing weekly bounties. You're going to have to do those normal milestones that you've been doing basically for the entirety of Destiny 2's history. I think that's a really smart way to introduce a new form of currency without making players go out of their way in weird sort of situations to get it. You know, like enhancement cores, which don't belong in the game at all, Bungie. Stop it. And then as you move on through the season, you're going to unlock other ways to get Imperials. That is through even more normalized gameplay. Like Nim said, you get it from completing bounties, triumphs, and then later on you're going to get a consumable that'll allow you to just get them by doing normal gameplay. And I think that's fantastic. That's a smart way of introducing a new gameplay mechanic and then normalizing it within the world and the activities that people are already playing. That's a great change. And good.
I was just gonna say, and I think that the fact that like they're taking the same step as a synthesizer where you can upgrade it, it's fantastic because like by upgrading it, you're gonna get more variation, like in terms of like the runes that you're gonna be able to slot into this thing, and like again, just having a direct path while still somewhat having an element of RNG to like getting a weapon is great. It's fantastic. It's so good.
It's about time.
Yeah.
This is something we've been asking for a long time. And I pulled up the TWAB here, and now I'm seeing Chalice upgrades that allow you to earn Imperials through playlist activities. That's one of the upgrades you get. That's fantastic. So that means you're going to get them just from running like strikes and PvP. Another great thing. It's just good stuff. But so I'm looking at the section for how does it work with the Chalice. You earn runes to slot on your Chalice through the following. Completing weekly bounties, opening up the weekly chest on the Nessus barge, which I'm guessing is going to be a new world location for us to kind of explore, maybe a new area.
It doesn't look like that. I believe that there's an image in one of the posts earlier this week.
The golden ship.
Oh you're right.
It
you're
looks
right.
like it's like a barge above Tatooine, like that kind of. It has that kind of feel to it. So,
yeah.
My guess is those are just going to be kind of littered around the world as kind of like events.
That would be cool.
So
almost like almost like just in addition to the patrol zones we already have on Nessus, right?
Yeah.
I could dig that. Like. I could definitely dig that. But you open up weekly chests on the barge using a consumable that will reward you with a rune after a strike, crucible, or gambit completion. Again, tailor-made content towards the content that you want to play. If you're a Gambit head, you can go play Gambit and get runes. If you like Crucible like Aura, you can just go play that and get runes. If you want to run strikes, you can do that and still work towards this. That's fantastic. exactly where this game needs to be going when it introduces new stuff like this. Good stuff. The same consumable will also give other players in your fire team a chance to earn an additional rune. So kind of like the fire team medallions and like Crucible and Vanguard tokens that we have right now. You slot those runes into your chalice before you enter the Menagerie. Then you play the Menagerie to earn your rewards. Completing the Menagerie will award you the gear you choose with your rune selection. Each rune affects what you receive and some of its properties, depending on how you slot them. And then I think they gave us an example of like a sniper rifle, choosing to get that sniper rifle, maybe 1 or 2 perks on it, and then picking the masterwork, which I think is huge. Like, that's always been one of the most frustrating things since they introduced the masterwork system. Getting the weapon that you want, but like a masterwork that doesn't make too much sense on it.
Yeah.
Like a service revolver with extra stability. Why would I ever need this on a 180 RPM hand cannon? You want range. And like they gave the example of the sniper rifle. I think it was titled the Beloved or something like that. But all I can think of is that Ias Luna modeled hand cannon. That's all I can think of. Getting that thing from the Menagerie.
TBL's just like thirsting and salivating for that.
I want it. How many of you guys out there spent all that time in Destiny 1 trying to get a perfectly rolled Ias Luna and you just couldn't? You just couldn't. The game just wouldn't give it to you. And like adding that in here and being able to pick maybe some range perks, maybe if you want to be cheesy, an outlaw kill clip version with a range masterwork, being able to, I don't even have to give a Destiny 1 example here. How many of you are still rolling for that perfect service revolver? How many Vanguard tokens have you gone through?
At least 3,000.
At least, like at bare minimum 3K. And now you can just kind of curate your own role here. And it's based on how much time you want to put into the game, how many runes you've grinded out. That's fantastic. That's exactly what I want to see from dedicated loot pools and in-game activities moving forward. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. What was I going to say? So with, I don't know, like, again, as we were talking about this beforehand, I hope that this is just something that like they keep in mind as something that the players like having control of and not leave it behind. Like reintroduce it somehow, like put it in the gunsmith. Just this seems like that's like such a good route for us to like have a little bit more control of the drops that we get. So I don't know. I'm really stoked to get my hands on this on Tuesday.
Does this open the door for everybody having the same roll weapon though? Because the perk pool itself is so shallow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll be easier for sure.
Absolutely.
Miss Queen Bartley brings up the thing like she's looking forward to the Reddit thread with all the combinations.
Oh yes.
You know,
absolutely. Yeah.
It's just it's something where like this is cool. I really like the idea of this. Is the activity going to be fun enough to want to do over and over again, or is it going to be another Forge thing? Where like,
especially with the length, because this is the 6-player match-made activity, so we got to see like how it's going to play out.
Didn't they say it was going to be level based? Like we're going to get the normal version first.
There's
it's going to get what's going to be harder, and then it's going to be the eventually like the top is not match made where you go in with a fire team, the hard mode, right?
Yeah.
So
the heroic mode.
I don't think you can go into an activity like this and have it be like a half hour to 45-minute thing, because at that point, if you fail, it becomes that discourages the player base from playing is kind of where I'm trying to go with it. Like this should be a fast-paced, high-intensity, beat it or you don't kind of thing, not like teeter on the edge for 10 to 15 minutes before it's a fail state. So
right.
I'm wondering if it's the kind of thing that would be a quick turnaround. And at that point, it makes me wonder how many rewards are we really gonna be pumping. There's a weapon stake, there's an SMG, a sniper rifle, there's a hand cannon, but that's probably tied to the hand cannon and the rocket launcher are probably tied to something else, right? Because they don't look like the other weapons that are in the.
Are you talking about that silver-looking hand cannon?
The silver-looking hand cannon, them.
I think that's an ornament.
That might be an ornament, yeah. I would
and
say.
And then it looks like a truth rocket, possibly. But
That
there's
is
the sword,
truth.
right? The sword, the shotgun, the Sturm and Drang. Didn't they mention something about Sturm and Drang somewhere?
Yeah.
Major buff coming with Season of
Hell
Opulence.
yeah.
We'll
There's
talk about that. in a
fusion
bit.
rifle and
Drang?
another sword. So it's like there's not that much specific to the Menagerie. And we don't know if these are going to fall into kinetic or energy weapons. So it could be even smaller looking at it. Like, yeah, there's two swords. I mean, you can't have an energy and a God. What if they gave us an energy or a kinetic sword, dude?
Oh, that'd be dope. I'd love it. Especially with the buff that swords are getting. Ooh.
I mean, maybe. I can't
mean
imagine
30
why they
more
give us
sword
two different
bullets?
ones. 30 more sword
30
bullets.
more sword bullets. We get a whole 30 more.
We get another clip, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like they haven't exactly designated what's going to be the Menagerie gear, but I would be willing to say that everything we saw outside of like the exotic stuff like Truth and the Lumina or whatever that hand cannon's going to be is probably Menagerie gear because they usually don't show off raid gear. Do they?
They don't show off raid gear, no.
So
No.
I would assume they haven't shown off any raid gear. So I'm assuming
No.
like the armor sets we got to see, including possibly even some of those those returning exotics like Kepri's Sting, curiously enough. And I don't know why Astrocyte Verse coming back might be tied to the.
Here's hoping that it's good.
It can't have the same ability. It can't. Like
Yeah, there's no way it can come back with increased recovery upon blinking. There's just no
it
way.
comes back and it has the same ability. How do you feel?
I can't.
And they wasted a month that it takes to bring something back, right? They had
Yeah.
stated that it takes about a month to recode something for bringing it from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. And I can't imagine you would spend 30 days engineering a piece of armor that nobody wants and nobody's going to wear.
Yeah.
On Astrocyte Verse, such a. I mean, it's the prettiest. If you want to be the prettiest warlock, you can wear it. But like, it was so worthless. It was an active
really
detriment in D1, and like, yeah, it's got to have a different ability name. It has to. There's no way they're bringing it back with that same worthless ability, even if it's maybe bringing back its original ability, the ability it was supposed to have.
What was
I don't
the
know. Oh,
ability it
the
was supposed to
blinking
have?
one?
The blinking one, yeah.
Yeah, so when Astrocyte Verse was data mined back in Taken King, the perk that was tied to it increased Blink's range and it reduced the cooldown on Blink.
Yeah.
And then
Better
it was
teleports.
changed. Yeah, and then it was changed to that just god awful increased recovery upon blinking, which was just not good.
I swear, it was a panic reaction from like some dev after testing it in Crucible, and they're like, "We just destroyed Blink Shotgun, but this nullifies what we just
All of our
did."
destruction.
Yeah.
Full stop. What do we do? I don't know. Just slap recovery on it. There you go.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Worthwhile.
To answer a quick question from chat from Callie Martini, if it has matchmaking, then you can go in with like if you have like 4 friends with you, and it'll pick up the other 2. So it's just like queuing up for Crucible. You go in with however many teammates you want, and it'll just matchmake in however many it's needed, because there's going to be a lot of people like filtering through that. The only one that you need to like bring in a fire team is going to be for the heroic mode. So there you go.
And there'll be tons of broadcasters that are advertising the fact that they'll be helping people. So if you're out there, and I promise you, if you want to put in the effort to find a team to run with, it's going to be there for you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you know, because of that, to build on something Aura talked about when questioning what kind of activity, like what's the length of this activity going to be, because of the matchmaking nature of it, I wouldn't expect it to be longer than maybe an extended Crucible match. Like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And difficulty wise, I'm hoping normal mode is somewhere around, I don't know, escalation protocol, and heroic mode is escalation protocol when it was first released.
Yeah.
That's the kind of difficulty I want to see from heroic mode. And who knows? I mean, we've got a few days before we find out. I'm certainly excited about it. It looks like it's going to be another horde mode type of situation with like maybe other mini objectives kind of thrown in. We only get a really quick couple of shots of it from that teaser trailer they put out a week or so ago. It looks good though. I mean, I love these horde modes in Destiny. I wish they were a little more hordy though.
Yeah.
This is what I believe we know without being told. It when you see the clips from the video that they showed us, you just see a lot of enemies. And they've changed our armor, our exotic armor, to the fact where we have to work on picking up our teammates' orbs versus just getting our super back. So
Makes a little more sense.
I really have a hard time believing we're not going to get waves and waves and waves of ads thrown at us over the course of it. And I mean, Bungie's always kind of like dropped breadcrumbs for us. I think Reckoning in the state, like the first stage of Reckoning, where you just have to go out there and kill everything, might be indicative of what we see out of Menagerie's first stage. Get in there, kill a bunch of things, spawn a boss, kill a boss.
Yeah.
And then Heroic might bring with it some form of a higher power level, and some kind of mechanic will be involved in it.
Yeah.
But
I modifiers, I'm going to say. It's probably going to be modifiers in the heroic version.
Dude, listen, here's the thing about modifiers. I'm going to go off tangent for a minute. None of the modifiers that Bungie uses for anything that we do daily are fun.
Yep.
I did tier 1 Reckoning to farm something. I don't know what I was doing.
I'm so
but
sorry.
The modifier for it was attrition. And I spent the comp queue time trying to find a teammate to get in there and do this attrition modifier. Nobody's going to do these activities on the day that the modifier sucks.
Yep.
So blackout brawler days, nobody's doing these things. Attrition days, nobody's doing. People are waiting for like solar heavyweight. You know what I mean? Or and so my biggest issue right now with modifiers are that they're not fun. They're roadblocks and whatnot.
There's so few of them.
But it's like these are activities that you want your community to do. So why would you throw things in there that would make them so incredibly frustrating to be a part of? Why don't things like strikes and daily heroics and things why can't we make them more fun? Why can't small arms and specialist and just maybe even mayhem? Why can't we go into a fucking heroic strike and just decimate everything? Why is that a problem? It's a strike. I'm all for it in Nightfalls and Nightfall modifiers and for queuing up and trying to get a high score to get a better reward. Fine. I'll take glass, attrition, and whatever sends me back to orbit when our team wipes, because if it means I get a better reward, I will take it. But we're talking about heroic strikes. We're talking about doing 3 of them. We're talking about the fact that I literally can't even queue in with people. I have to pull people from chat to do a tier 1 reckoning.
Well, it's because nobody's doing them anymore.
Yeah. And also, I mean, shoot, Nim, you just went through this going through Reckoner. What was it whenever you and I talked about jumping into the Reckoning? What are the modifiers that day? Oh, okay, we're just not going to play that activity.
Yeah, it was like Brawler, and it was one of those other like.
If it wasn't heavyweight, it was like, okay, we're just not going to play Reckoning. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's not what you want for your activities. You don't want people actively avoiding your game modes because you put in modifiers that aren't fun to play. And like this is a conversation we've had on this show plenty of times in the past, and I think it's absolutely still relevant here. A lot of the modifiers in D2 aren't fun. There are some really interesting ones. They're curiously all tied to adventures for some reason. This is something we brought up too. There's a couple of modifiers that only show up in heroic adventures that are great, like Elementalist, which I think doubles your special weapon damage.
It equates to specialist in D1.
Yeah, it's basically specialist from D1. And it's like, why is that not in the rotation for strikes? And moving beyond that, this is a real example of it wasn't broke. Why did you break it when it comes to modifiers from Destiny 1 and what we have in Destiny 2? I still think there's no reason for why small arms doesn't exist in Destiny 2. I think there's no reason for why. What was the modifier called for Mayhem in PV? Was it Daybreak? There's no reason. Well, maybe it'd be confusing.
And that was only tied. That was only tied to, I believe, the Nightfalls for the last day of the month.
Yeah, that was a Age of Triumph edition. But there's no real excuse for why a lot of the modifiers in Destiny 2 are garbage. And when you have this situation, like Aura said, and like Nim's experience, where you're looking at a playlist, you're looking at strikes, what are the modifiers? Ooh, Blackout and Brawler? All right, we're just not playing strikes today.
Yeah.
I'm just
Give
not
us
going
the
to play
melee
Reckoning.
power. Let me melee
Yeah.
everything and have triple melee damage. Give me a modifier that's like Sword Smasher, where swords get like 4 times the damage.
Yes,
And we go in there with just sort of
absolutely.
find ways for us to put on weapons we wouldn't normally put on to experiment and do more fun things. That's what
Mhm.
these particular milestones should be. Again, I am all for a Nightfall being significantly harder than a heroic strike. But
Yep.
what's like it was like suffering for no good reason. And look, to keep modifiers out of Menagerie, don't because they suck. Please don't make that part of the heroic. Give me enemies that are 4 times my power level, that are borderline immune when I'm shooting them. And as long as the modifier isn't a part of it, I'll probably be satisfied with that, because it's just like, I mean, the reason why a lot of people are doing Tier 1 Reckoning right now is because it's the fastest path to get these mods on your armor that are, what is it, major resist, minor minor ad resist, and boss resist, which is what people are trying to hunt for their raid gear, because we're thinking we're going to be under leveled. So whatever gives us a 15% damage decrease is something that is sought after. So you would think that I'd be able to find somebody who was doing Tier 1 Reckoning, but because attrition was the modifier, I literally had to rely on pulling people from chat in order to help me get this done, which is not a good feeling.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's not a good situation.
End rant.
But Aura, tell me how you really feel about it.
I feel like I did. I hope nobody minds me telling you how I really feel about things out there. I feel like sometimes I read the comments and I'm like, do I ever sound like an asshole? I probably sound like
Is it me? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Hey, remember when Nightfalls were they had the timed, and they had the anomalies or the rings that you had to jump through them?
Oh shit.
to extend your time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to extend your time.
I don't understand what they were thinking.
For a Nightfall, fine. 2 things. Give us a reward that's worth the suffering,
Yeah.
which is absent,
Yeah.
and keep it to Nightfall. There's no reason for heroic strikes to be a bitch. Not 5 years into the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was a reinvention of the wheel that turned it into a triangle, a non-functional triangle. It was something they didn't really do. And I'm
Look,
glad you
here-
brought it up. Still bad. It's still bad.
Here's some Destiny 2 modifiers tied to heroic adventures that I guarantee 90% of you in chat, or maybe some of you even here, have never heard of before.
The 5 who have done heroic adventures are about to be like, yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah, I haven't done
So
those in, like,
there was-
months.
Depowered, which kinetic and energy weapons do more damage and more
Never
precision
heard of it.
damage.
Never
And
heard of that.
Your grenades
Yep.
do decreased damage on grenades.
Should we just
Elite
raise our hands
soldier.
if we've never heard of it? We just
People who are listening can't hear us raise our hands.
yeah.
There's
okay.
there's elite soldier. Power weapons and kinetic weapons deal more damage and reload faster, but your superchargers are slower.
Never heard of it.
Elementalist, which TBL mentioned earlier on, energy weapon damage is increased, and grenades deal more damage and recharge faster, but your melee damage is decreased. Risk and reward.
Yep.
Super, melee, and grenades deal more damage, but recharge more slowly. Justice from above. Increased jump velocity and airborne acceleration. Your super recharges faster and deals more damage, but your melee recharge is slower and deals less damage.
Why aren't these in
And-
strikes?
Yep.
And
Just keep
from
going.
the shadows, increased running and crouching speed, and melee recharges faster and deals more damage.
What?
That's
None
exactly
of-
everything I just asked for.
None of that is
None of it's
anywhere
for
else
sure.
in the game, but
Only
just
adventure.
tied to heroic adventures.
Wait, dude, what is a heroic adventure? The heroic adventures, the things like on the milestone, like the
it's a way,
the
it's a way to
flashpoint.
get Cade lore.
Yeah, that's right.
Huckleberry
That's right.
cabins.
Because I did the Mindbender like 11 times or something like that in a row.
Like this,
That's tied to Flashpoint, right? That's the flag that's tied to Flashpoint.
yeah,
That's the
they
heroic adventure.
they're available outside of flashpoints, but yeah, they
like the
they
Mercury
target Flashpoint.
ones.
Like the Mercury,
That I
that-
just did
that's where
today.
most of these appeared. And like I remember ranting and raving about this back when Curse of Osiris came out, because you have to do heroic adventures for that to unlock things. And I remember going through it and being like, why are none of these amazing modifiers available anywhere else in the game? And like, there's no excuse for why these fantastic modifiers that actually provide interesting ways to change up your gameplay just aren't available. Like the one that gives you more kinetic and energy damage, but only on precision hits.
Yeah.
That's great. That's exactly what I want to see. And it's like they're only available in adventures that nobody is doing.
Right.
Nobody.
And it sucks because these modifiers incentivize you to using the sandbox to its fullest. They incentivize you using your primary, using your special or your energy weapon instead of, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this for today because I can't use my 1,000 voices on it. So,
yep. It's so weird. It's so weird that they have a perfectly viable solution to like this lackluster modifier problem available, and it's just like, no, we don't
just
talk
pick it up, put it over there. It's like Patrick when he talks about moving bikini bottom. Like, let's just
that
move the
claw.
whole town. Yeah, just push it over there.
pick it up and push it over there.
Oh, this is true though.
Just press the button, Bungie. Just press the button. Press the fix button.
It's not that simple, dude. It involves coding. You're the idiot. All right, well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a bummer, dude. There's some really fun modifiers that are not getting used.
No, that's the no fun allowed, man. That sounds a little bit too fun.
Who do we have
You've
to
had a
pay
little
a
bit
bunch
too
to
much
do
fun
this?
I don't know. I'm gonna go yell at Pino.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about how this will end. We'll all send angry messages to Pino.
Like,
What are you thinking? What are you thinking, dude?
hey,
God,
how's
Pino,
about
fix
an
your
extra $20
game.
bucks?
Fix
How's
your
about an
game,
extra-
God.
Give me 20 bucks, you put these in.
Nice
I
little 20.
definitely derailed everything. My bad.
No, that's good.
Actually,
though,
I'm not
'cause it's-
sorry. I need to get that off my chest. I was frustrated, man. It's my therapy.
I'm there with you, man. I'm there.
Man.
No, it's wild. Like that's a good thing to bring up because it is an ongoing, questionable problem that hasn't been addressed ever. I don't think they've ever addressed it, and I kind of wish they would.
Do you think that's what they're going to do, though? Is that the knob that we're used to seeing turned for something that's going from normal mode to heroic?
I really do. I think it's going to be stronger. Like whatever the light level of the enemies is, it's going to be 10 to 20 light higher, and probably a modifier or two.
Yeah.
That'll be heroic mode. But hey, at least there's different rewards in heroic mode. No idea what those different rewards are going to be. I'm going to be super mad if
Was
that
that
hand
confirmed?
cannon is in there. I think they say that there was going to be different rewards
Was
for
it?
heroic.
I don't know.
I think your chalice is going to be more powerful at that point too, right? So that
That's
I'd imagine that they're intertwined.
There better be different rewards. Otherwise, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
There goes that classic problem
It's
of
pro-
why
yeah,
am
it's
I
most
doing
likely probably gonna separate it, which I'm okay with if they end up
I'm okay
doing it
with
because
that.
that just incentivizes me to run it.
this?
yeah.
And
I'm-
you know that hand cannon is gonna be in heroic. You know it. People
I'm gonna
are
be-
just they want it too much. They want it too
Oh,
much.
I'll be so butt frustrated if that hand cannon is like the first reward revealed for heroic mode. Come on, man. Ugh, now I got to get 5 other people together, run this thing. But
Oh my
that's good though.
God.
You know, you give incentives to run your content. I think that's
Yeah.
Well, they talk about replayability. It's one of the things they literally say in this Bungie Season of Opulence overview that I'm looking at. Like, it's like they got a big old picture and it says replayability. So, like,
yeah.
there's a giant Vex guy in it, but carve your way through ever-changing paths and enemies. Now, I've heard that when they talked about Infinite Forest. So maybe they've got it this time.
Maybe. Well, I mean, they talked a bit about this on the roadmap. We're basically going to have different bosses popping up
Mhm.
between different weeks. So I wonder if some of the rewards that are going to be available are going to be tied to that too. Like you can only get the sniper rifle from this boss.
Oh.
Hmm.
I don't know because I mean that kind of goes against the whole chalice thing.
Yeah. the
Oh,
whole
if that
choosing
boss
your reward.
drops the ingredient that you need to get the specific role that you want. So I think the weapon would be available no matter what, but maybe the boss will have that specific. And I'm going to call it ingredient because it's the wrong term, but deal with it.
The rune.
Damn it.
You're
It's
welcome.
just cookies. It's just cookies.
It's all cookies.
I'm glad I said number 202 now.
Yeah, I would. You know what? That might be it because
Back
we
to
do know.
Poopsony.
Back to Planet Poopstony. Oh my gosh.
I hate you guys sometimes.
If you're just joining us, Dan pooped today.
Dan pooped. He had a good poop.
And all is well.
And all is
And
well.
all is well. It's like the end of a kid's like a sleepy story, or what do you call it, dude? Oh my god.
Oh.
Time story.
Everybody poops with Danfinity.
Dude, who's gonna be the illustrator?
I'll draw.
Why
it.
do we turn around?
There we go. By Danfinity.
I'll start a GoFundMe right now.
I mean, I'm
Can we
Kickstarter for
GoFundMe?
Dan's children's books.
Oh, absolute for a children's book by Dan. Everybody poops by Danfinity. Introductory section done by Nim Plays. It's just a big long sigh.
Oh my god.
Excellent. Yo, that's looking at the chat here. Rock is right. We're gonna get that underwear sponsorship now. Yeah. Get some MeUndies in here? Absolutely. I'll take that money. I will shill you.
We stop that right now.
Okay, so going back to the season.
So speaking of poop, we're getting a grenade launcher as our Vanguard Pinnacle weapon.
No.
Yay! Yay!
I think you meant that with the bow.
Maybe I meant
No.
that with the bow.
I think a last word bow is gonna be way better than people think. At least that's my story. I'm
you know
sticking
what?
to it.
Like, dude, Aura, if I'm understanding the ability right there, like that might actually be something serious. Bows already deal the highest single point damage of any primary weapon in PvP. And like if I'm understanding the what is it, the hush? Is that
The
it?
hush.
Yep.
The hush. When you get a hip fired precision shot, your draw time is going to become super duper quick. So that means you should be able to spam shots really quickly,
I'm
which
excited.
might be ridiculous time to kill. Because like bows two shot, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yes, they
because
do.
one shot brings you like down to like maybe 15% of health.
Yeah.
Does it?
yeah.
Do they headshot body shot, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So you precision your first shot, given if the damage is the same, you precision your first shot, body or second, that's a kill. That's gonna drive people nuts.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
like-
Nuts in Crucible if that's how it functions. I would hope
It's
that
just
the high-
weird
the
that
high
it's
fire-
coming from. It's just weird that it's coming from Gambit.
Look,
Is it?
Yeah.
Crucible pinnacle weapons keep being the best in PvE.
Who uses a bow and Gambit? Like come
this
on.
guy right here. I do
Man,
it all the time.
Somebody
Why am I
kick
not
him.
surprised?
Kick him right now.
I do it.
I will not
all the
stand for
time.
this.
It's so good. It's so
Well,
good.
yeah,
you're
But it
saying that,
depends
but
on
I
the
don't
role.
believe you.
It depends on your role. If you're the one protecting the middle, what I use is I use Luminarch. I use that.
Really?
Yeah. I use that to
use
protect
the
middle.
Liminar.
I use that to take down the shields on the envoys. Y'all are missing out.
Oh, I guess that would
Envoys, you're out there
Polar Bear
playing
in
regular
chat,
Gambit.
I'm there. I'm with you, Polar.
You should try the
Dude.
Trinity Ghoul, dude. I bet you that's pretty fun in Gambit.
Ooh.
That's the one that shoots 3 arrows, right?
Yeah, and chains
Yeah.
lightning.
Oh yeah,
actually
you should
not
totally
that-
use that one, dude. You gotta put that Monarch down. You'll know what you're talking about.
Dude,
Luminarch.
I love the Monarch. It's just like sweet business. And then you take that into Crucible and you hit somebody with it and you just see that cloud go
Like a fart.
yeah.
More poop time with Dan.
I don't know how you see that with 30 frames, Dan.
Dude,
Ooh.
I have to squint
An
real hard.
attack!
I have to squint real
An
hard.
attack!
I'm kidding before everybody literally hates me. It's just a joke. Relax. I can hear the YouTube comment keyboard slamming right now.
Angry dad is angry.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like if our understanding of that bow is right, it could be something serious for PvP. Like depending on how fast the draw time is, because the damage that bows do is entirely dependent on how far you draw them back. If you maximize that draw, I think they deal less damage, or I guess just have less range if you don't do that full draw. So I don't know. It could be something dangerous. I could see getting a quick precision shot up close and then bloop, 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 bloop to everybody.
I'm gonna call it. I think these are gonna be the 3 most powerful, most used pinnacle weapons that we're gonna see in a single. I think all 3 of them are gonna dominate.
Really?
One of which because it rewards you for missing.
The
the
revoker.
Yeah. And I honestly, and I just first of all, is it Wendigo? Is that how you say it?
Wendigo.
Wendigo?
I love the name because that's like a demon, right? Isn't the Wendigo like a demon?
It is
like a
Canadian demon.
crazy, scary demon.
A Canadian
frosty
cannibal
guy.
demon, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nuts,
Canadian
right?
cannibal
The
demon.
artwork I've seen when I googled that word is wild. So I think that's going to be crazy good. Orbs of light increase blast radius and damage.
Yeah.
So if I tether and I generate 7 orbs, what is that thing going to do? Does it stack? Does it maximize? I think common sense would say that it would max around 7, 8, somewhere in that vicinity.
The thing that I'm curious about that is that are you going to be able to use that grenade launcher when your super's full?
Oh yeah, because you can't pick up orbs when your super's full.
Yeah.
Or would it
Interesting.
waste
Because then
orbs
if,
you did pick up?
Because then if you have your super full, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the grenade launcher. And then if you do pick up those orbs with the grenade launcher, and then you use your super, then those orbs are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of like curious about.
Damn, you're smart.
Hopefully they'll. I don't know how they would have worked around that. But yeah, I mean, interesting. You get those 6 extra bonus shots. I think it's got blinding grenades on it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
They're underrated. Honestly, they're kind of fun, man. I had to do the triumph for the 200 flashbang kills with Titan, and it's a very underused weapon. It was actually really useful in Gambit because you just flash an entire mob of them. They all just kind of stare like, oh god,
Yeah.
can't
That's a
see
suppression
anything.
effect. Yeah.
And then Dan hits him with his Monarch, and then they go poof, and then he poops.
A little bit more of that sound. So yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the Wendigo itself works. The Revoker, the Crucible pinnacle weapon, is a sniper rifle. All I needed to see was ambush. That was literally all I needed to see on it.
What's the other one? The
I'm
other
okay.
scope that we know about too, right? It's probably gonna. What's the other one people went crazy about in D1? It was ambush and
Short gaze, I want to
So
say.
I'd imagine that those are gonna be the 2 options for the weapon.
Finally, because there is a pretty short zoom scope in D2, but it's only on blues. I want to say it might actually be ambush.
It's on the Aachen, I think.
Yeah. So it's about time we got it on a legendary, and this is going to be a high impact sniper. I do want to say, but as our resident crazy PvP guy, how do you feel about that free bullet back?
I'm just used to seeing Bungie reward certain behaviors in a PvP environment that, the one-eyed mask and Ninja with Noel, I'm going to credit him with saying this on Twitter. It's like, this is an exotic that rewards you for taking damage, like getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
One-eyed mask? Yeah.
Right, because then you're marked for vengeance and you get wall hacks and whatnot. So, like, I'm kind of used to seeing this behavior. I think people are making a little bit of a bigger deal out of it than they should, but this actually penalizes you for hitting a shot because you actually lose your bullets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what perk you'd put on a sniper rifle for it to be this crazy thing. Like, it'd be neat if the perk on it made it a faster fire rate, but did the damage of a slower fire rate one. Like, that'd be a perk that people might utilize, but this is rewarding people for missing a shot.
Can you imagine if this had luck in the chamber or final round?
Oh, I would actually be okay with that. Like, I would be perfectly fine with that. It's a pinnacle weapon. Granted, it's going to be easier to get, but like, maybe not luck in the chamber.
I couldn't stand luck in the chamber or final round. They drove me crazy.
They're both bad. Like, good lord.
On any weapon, let alone sniper rifles, like hand cannons. Earn your right to a 2-tap on a weapon, whether it's rampage, kill clip. You're still being rewarded for executing first. So I was kind of hoping to see that, but like, what if they put Magnificent Hell on a sniper rifle? You get a kill and then 2 to the, or like 1 to the body or something like that. I don't know. If that's at some point reward precision instead of rewarding missing.
Yeah. It is a little bit weird because that's the perk here. The perk is only going to benefit you if you miss a shot. And I don't even think the ammo comes back instantaneously. I think it reads like you get your ammo back after a short duration.
Yeah.
What it says. So it's like it's not even going to be an instantaneous thing. I could see that being a benefit, after you maybe you miss your shot, you don't wind up wasting that ammo in PvP. But it's a bit of a weird reward for a Crucible Pinnacle weapon. Mm-hmm. And like, if that's the only benefit on it, that's a little bit weird when you compare it to some of the other Crucible Pinnacle weapons.
I mean, Recluse is straight broken. It's an absolutely broken weapon in any environment that it exists in. I know this is going to be in the kinetic spot, right? I think that's more what I had read as well. So that opens up some options for loadouts and stuff like that, because there's not that many kinetic snipers that are go-to. I think you got the Supremacy. If you're Drewski, you've got the Izanagi's Burden. But there's not that many other kinetic snipers that people like to use, and they'll be able to pair things like nerfed Forgotten and nerfed Hal. And trying to think of what else is in the energy slot for primary weapon that people really, really dig on. But you could pair it with Recluse, for instance.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, this was Recluse. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's the benefit. Maybe they're thinking 2 steps ahead and saying, it's not about this gun being super strong. It's about what you can pair it with. Yeah, I guess I can see that work. And maybe it doesn't have too insane of an ability because of how easy it's going to be to get overall. Yeah. Because they're removing a rather big requirement that's been on previous Pinnacle weapons for the Crucible. You don't have to hit any specific rank in comp. You're not going to have to get Fabled. You're not going to have to get Legend. All you're going to need to do is build up at least 3,500 points in comp, which is more than what it takes to get to Fabled, but you can lose. You can lose all day, and it's not going to cost you points. So as long as you're playing games in comp, you'll eventually get this. Interesting change. I think they're trying something new here with Crucible weapons, because they don't want people to have to go through the nonsense of getting to a specific rank and dealing with the nonsense of comp.
Yeah. While
also getting them to continue playing the competitive playlist. I guess I'm of 2 minds on this. I kind of like that there are some things that are unique to certain game modes, and to getting Recluse is an accolade. Getting Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten especially was an accolade. That was to show you got to Legend or had a bunch of money to pay people to get you to Legend. So maybe the elitist in me kind of likes that idea, but at the same time, comp is awful. It's just awful. It's an awful time all around.
Have you guys been in comp the last week?
No.
Once or twice over the last week.
It's just been literally nothing but fighting lions again, because people are at that last leg trying to get their mountaintop. So all I've seen is just like fighting lions just one after the other, because people are like pairing it with a barricade or with a empowered Luna's. I
gotta get my 300 kills, bro.
Yeah.
How many triple kills was it for the fighting lion?
I don't know, but if you're trying to get the double kill medals in quick play, it's 100 of them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Because it's a percentage, and each one double kill nets you 1% on that bar.
Right. Oh my goodness, it's what a grind the mountaintop is. And like going through comp is just a bad experience. It's mostly just a bad experience from top to bottom with the connections and all that kind of stuff. So I like that they're not forcing people to get to any arbitrary rank, because Lord knows solo queuing through comp to get to Fabled or beyond is a nightmare and a half. Absolutely not.
I watched Drewski do high-end comp while I was on Friday, and he played the same team 6 games in a row. 6 games in a row. They were from Russia, so their connection was awful. That's the state of comp right now. So
yikes.
It's bad. It's just bad, and I don't think it's a secret. I really don't think it's a secret. Now that's on PC. It might be better on PlayStation 4, maybe. Maybe it's okay on PS4. I don't know what it's like on Xbox, but I mean, it was literally the same team. I can't imagine the frustration that I would have as a player if I kept matching the same exact people for that long.
Yeah, I'm looking at my rank right now. I'm only Fabled 2. I'm at 2720, and I stopped. I stopped because past a certain point, it was just every game or two, it would be the same 4-stack, popping in and popping off, and comp is not great. It's not a great time, and I think you're right, Aura. I think Bungie they realize that their competitive playlist is not in the best place right now, and that's why they're not requiring any specific rank. But they are requiring that you get to a certain point threshold, which I think that's okay. That's an interesting compromise if they had to make. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that playlist in the future. As much as I want to rank playlists in Destiny, I don't think comp has met those goals.
It didn't. I go back to the rank system in Halo, and that's all
Mhm.
anybody really wanted to be a part of. You know what I mean? And Destiny
That's
just
it.
hasn't fit that mold. People want to be almost as far away from a ranking system in this game as humanly possible when it comes to a PvP. Even the god tier players, I don't know if I don't believe they truly enjoy playing other god tier players for the most part. Whether it's the body language, whether it's the comments, and I'm guilty of this too, to some degree. But it really just kind of feels like this game isn't engineered that way. With Halo, PvP was kind of the game itself. After you've beaten the story, there really wasn't a whole lot left to do. So most of my buds and we always just went into ranked, whatever, big team battle, team SWAT, team sniper, those kinds of things. But the entire system was different, and I almost feel like that's what comp is trying to be.
Yeah.
In Destiny, and failing because nobody wants to be in there. And I'm saying nobody. I understand there's a portion of the player base out there that does truly enjoy it, but it is minuscule compared to the player base overall.
Absolutely. And like, what do they do to remedy that? I mean, there's a couple of things. I was talking to somebody who was saying, get rid of the comp playlist, bring back trials, let trials be that
That was me.
big in-game thing. Oh, maybe it was you, Oro. Maybe it was you. And then just run things that way. I think that'd be fine. I can understand the desire for a ranked playlist because what's the way to put this? Obviously, Bungie has their feelings about a skill-based algorithm in playlists. We saw that all throughout Destiny 1 after a certain point in year 1. And I think that was the compromise with the comp playlist. The problem is the comp playlist was kind of a half-hearted attempt at recreating what they had with the rank mode in Halo, and there was no real reason to go in there. Like there's no real benefit towards going into comp outside of the few pinnacle weapons there are. If there was like a specific weapon or armor set each season that you can only get in comp, that'd be a little bit better. If there were specific things you can only get inside there, I think that'd be a little bit better. But as it is right now, it's just
there's 2 rewards
not a
for
great
getting
time.
max rank. Not Forgotten and Unbroken.
that's it.
And that's it. There's no other reward for being at the top of the top, essentially.
Yeah.
So like how much motivation is there for me to go and sweat my ass off for a gun that's getting nerfed to next year in 2 days? By the time you have heard this, it will have been nerfed.
Yep.
And an Unbroken title, which is great, and probably one of the hardest titles to get within the game itself, unless you join one of the discords that brings you over to the Asia servers and you guys just trade wins for wins all the way up to the
back and
top of
forth,
the-
which is another
right.
huge
So-
problem.
And bots, through the Gambit bot issue, has been
Oh, the macros.
there's a lot of things going on. The macro thing was something else.
That's
playing.
frustrating. No, I've encountered that. You know what's funny? Like throughout the time that I've played Gambit, haven't encountered it that much there. I've seen it a lot more in PvP than I have seen it in Gambit.
Because people
Same.
can't stand playing it, so they'll just get the bot on for their 5 games. They'll stand in the corner, crouch melee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the
I've
fucking
actually,
PvP.
I've every time I run into one, I always just record them and just follow them throughout the map. And I put the Benny Hill theme behind it. And it's it's pretty amusing. But I don't know. I mean, like I know a lot of people expect something big in terms of PvP from Destiny, but like, and don't get me wrong, again, as much as PvP has helped out the game,
I don't think it needs it.
I don't think it can handle it. After this many years, the only thing that really proved to work for it was Trials of Osiris. And they're refusing to kind of go back into that model. And again, we don't know what they have in store in the future, but I don't know, man. With a game like Destiny, I think you can only take PvP so far competitively. It's a PvE
not.
game. It's a PvE game with a side of PvP.
And it's not. It could never be. And this is getting like into the elite level of competitive PC games. It can never be a true competitive esport game the way that it plays, with the cheesy crap that the game has to offer.
Yeah,
with hit scan, with all of these things that
with
make it
exotics
nuts.
and yeah,
right. So like, stop. Just make it fun again.
Yeah,
Make
absolutely.
it connection based, no matter what.
100%.
Yeah.
and just let it be what it is. And if you want to bring Trials of Osiris in, I'm fine with the matchmaking on the card system was fine. You've got 7 wins, they've got 7 wins.
Yeah.
Play it out. And like they even went so far as to make it so that if you weren't getting loot, they implemented bounties that gave you the loot along the way,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which was a huge win. And
Was
in
for
some
people who
cases, I thought it
couldn't complete
rewarded
the card.
weapons too at some point, but they weren't
It
the
did.
adept versions, right? It was
It-
you only
it
got the
did.
adept versions by going flawless. You got the other
Flawless,
versions by
Right.
right. So like, I get that Bungie feels with the maps and with the way that the game currently plays, it wouldn't be very fun, and I can't really argue that because if you played Crucible lately, I don't know that you've had a lot of fun. You know, so I'm okay
No.
with them delaying. It's fine. It's whatever. But comp not having a reward for being the best of the best, with queue times being 45 minutes before you
It's
can actually
bad.
get into a game, with
It's
the
bad.
same exact loot pool that is in the regular version of Crucible, which is ass anyway. I don't know if you guys noticed.
What are you
It
talking about?
hasn't
Or you don't want
changed.
to? You want to steal Sybil?
It hasn't changed since year 1.
Ugh.
None of the perks are relevant to the game mode that it's in. The guns aren't any good. No, I can't imagine not having any good. I mean, someone's going to tell me that the sniper rifle is half decent, but that like,
Yeah.
so why fight it? Why not just let it be what it is? You know?
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with all of that. Absolutely every last bit of it.
So
And,
Yeah, how great would it be if, like, whenever they start doing the reveals for the future of Destiny, it's like they just have a cutscene and it's just like Osiris walking in and it just fades out to like
Dropping his
Trials
big
of
old
Osiris.
testicles on the table or something. Oh, you went.
And it just is like, yeah,
Oh.
no, we're not going that.
no, he
That's
drops
that's
his
that's
testicles
for the
on. He drops his
that's for the
testicles on
after hours episode of Aura.
No, he drops his testicles on the emissary's table. He goes straight to the area with the 9, drops his balls on the emissary's tables, and says, "Stop screwing with my game mode. I'm in charge now." There we go. Trials of Osiris returns.
I have no attachment to the emissary whatsoever. None.
yeah.
Nobody does. Well, maybe
Drifter
now
does.
more. Maybe after the whole invitations with the 9 people, like a little bit more, and I don't know.
Even then,
No. Maybe, dude. You know, there's always going to be some fandom somewhere. It's just like, her, but you know, I'd be cool if they just bring back like the Osiris themed stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. It was awesome
So-
looking.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Iron Banner quest is going to be.
Play
Oh, yeah.
Iron Banner.
Yeah.
Play Iron Banner.
Be 400 power level under everybody else. Get 2,000 kills, dude.
Turn in
2000.
400 packages.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Clear out all the bounties on all
Yeah.
7 of your characters across all 3 platforms that you play on.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh boy.
I have no idea. I noticed on the picture there that like the armor is the year 1 armor, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
So I wonder.
I'll go back to the in Destiny 1 it was the temple, right? The Iron Temple. I'll go back there for a quest.
yeah.
You want to send back there and go kick some alien booty, dude? I'll
You
go
mean
back there and
Bostock?
Vostok. We're there. We're
We're there
in
already, dude. We're just
we're in
shooting
the
each
smelly
other.
half of the mountain.
yeah, I guess you have a good point. Whatever, throw aliens in there instead of as long as it's not Equinox, dude. Just don't send me the
Good stuff.
Oh man. But yeah.
Yeah, got that quest.
You're,
No idea what it's gonna be.
Thoughts
Let's
on
move on
Lumina?
with the TWAB here.
uh
Thoughts on what?
Thoughts on Lumina?
Well, no.
What do you guys think that's
That's
that's going to be tied into?
Another hand cannon.
I
You don't have enough of them.
man. It looks
Forging
like
a weapon of light. That's what I think.
it looks thorny. It looks like the other gun that you got from Gambit that is escaping
Yeah.
my mind the name of
Malfeasance.
Malfeasance. It's cool. Another exotic hand cannon. Maybe
I
not
think
so
the
cool.
lore for that is going to be pretty insane because I've been staring at this hand cannon for like a good while, right? Because I'm trying to make sense of it.
I need a
Because it's
hat.
very
Where's the spin
clear.
foil hat?
It's very clear that just based on the name alone, it's like a weapon of light.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But thematically, since Forsaken came out, we've been going through this like light and dark, trading that path of gray. I
Yeah.
think that weapon is going to be that. If you look very closely at the high res image of this hand cannon in the Bungie website, if you look inside of the white casing, that is straight up Thorn's weapon model inside of that. Like you can even see it in inside of the grip. You can see like the leather wrapping inside of that. So what I'm thinking is that this is an evolution on Thorn, both using darkness and the light.
Yeah, and I would 100%
wait.
agree with that.
Wait, time out. Hold up. Are you saying we're going to take our Thorn and turn it into this?
I have a feeling that that's what it's going to entail.
So I'm going to lose my Thorn.
I mean, you'll still have a Thorn,
You'll have
but
a
this is
How am I going to have a Thorn if
part-
I'm just turning it into this thing?
Yeah.
It's called your collection's aura.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, it looks nothing. It looks nothing like a Chevy Lumina. Looks nothing like it.
The 90s version, bro?
No, it doesn't look like that box of a car. Chevy Lumina. That matchbox of a car. No, but I think Nim's 100% on point with this. If you paid attention to all of the exotic hand cannon quests outside of Ace of Spades, they're all connected. Started with Malfeasance, led into Last Word, which led into Thorn, and I think Thorn is leading into the Lumina quest here. And I think it's going to be forging a weapon of light and dark, something like that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because I mean, with the whole Gambit shit, we've been using like Taken and crafting a brand new Thorn, doing the whole Path of Sorrow thing, and I think this is the first step into Guardians, both like embracing both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can easily tell, like if you look at the weapon, like it clear well has thorns coming out of like the inside of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably that Rose hand cannon that was supposedly like, I don't know, leaked a while ago by Anon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what that Lumina is going to be.
All right, so if it's a Lumina, does that mean it shoots like
Poor gas mileage?
I'm just trying to think of like a really bad 90s pop culture reference. And I had
Lumina.
like 4 different ones in my mind. Like Marky Mark. Like, is it going to shoot like Marky Mark songs out? Like, I don't understand. Like, jump around. Is it going to shoot House of Pain? Like, I'm trying to understand exactly what it's going to do. Right?
People just forgot about Marky Mark.
Oh man!
Don't bring that up. People just forgot about Marky Mark. Don't bring that up.
Exotic perk is it makes enemies jump around, dude.
Children today don't know nothing about Marky Mark. Don't look that up. It'll ruin your opinion of a very certain celebrity.
Crisscross.
Look it up, please.
Oh no.
So if we take our Thorn and we convert it from, like, what's the point of doing that? I guess is my question.
To prove that we can both use a weapon of sorrow and light in tandem.
We can wield darkness as well as light. That's what the Drifter storyline has been all about. That's what it's all about.
Interesting.
Because if I mean thematically, ever since Forsaken, that's been a thing. I mean, even that was like one of Uldren's last lines, that.
Right.
So, and I mean, ever since then, that's kind of been the theme of Destiny. And if this is an indication of what's coming forward in either September or Destiny 3 or whatever, it's probably going to be more of that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm bored with that. I think so.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yup.
What do you say we blaze through some of the rest of the stuff in this TWAB real quick before we move on to questions? Because we got some pretty good patch notes, like fusion rifles. Basically, all of the non-exotic fusion rifles are getting a damage buff in PvE. Very happy to hear about that.
Which they need.
They definitely need. 100% need. High impacts getting a boost by 30%. Precision's getting a boost by 44%. Same thing for the adaptive frame. And rapid fire frame fusions are getting an increase of 47%. That's damage against PvE combatants. This is going to make a few fusion rifles really good in PvE. In particular, loaded question. Cannot wait to try that out because that's already a pretty high damage weapon.
Yeah.
In PvE with its special ability, and now getting a 30% damage boost for once, not nerfed fusion rifles.
Could be good for, again, if there's a lot of ads with Menagerie, which I believe there's going to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good for clearing a lot of things out in one shot. So loaded question could be huge.
Right, yeah, the reservoir burst damage scales off of the damage of the weapon, so we did a review of that. Go check it out at youtube.com/Planet Destiny. It's a good gun. It's a decent gun. After that, I think we learned about the changes to Sturm and Drawn, didn't we?
Yep.
Sure did.
Some pretty big changes come into that exotic hand cannon and legendary sidearm. The ability Storm and Stress max overcharge rounds have been increased to 99. That's the bonus damage shots that you get when you get a kill with Drawn, the sidearm that got overloaded into Sturm. I think you could have 18 right now. It was some high number, like because we tested it the day Nim, you and I actually tested it the day they put that update into effect, and we were kind of laughing at how many bonus damage shots you get. They bumped that up to 99. Oh, okay. And also they bumped its damage up by 100% in PvE. So it's just going to deal double damage from what it does now in PvE.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
You know that meme that says no one, absolutely no one. Bungie, we're going to make Sturm and Drawn a monster in PvE. Okay. Nobody was asking for it.
There's
I don't
nothing
think
wrong with options, dude. There's nothing wrong with providing us with more options to have fun. So
and this is a combo that really hasn't been used since really year one. Yeah. Even in year one, it wasn't very. I mean, there was a little bit of hype about the Sturm. I think it 2 taps when you've got the overcharge shot, but it's like a 110. So, lol.
I mean, we were also coming in from like the super slow meta in PvP, so having a weapon that could 2 tap was like.
I don't think we had Rampage kill clip at that time. I don't think it was a perk on hand cannons.
So really happy to see that change coming to the Sturm and Drawn when this update goes live. Just that 100% damage boost in PvE with 99 bonus damage shots is going to be so good. So good. I cannot wait to use that when we're running around there. But they also break the news that the Sturm is going to be having an upgraded version that drops from the Menagerie. So really interested in seeing how that's going to work. Hopefully they do that for stuff like the Mida Mini tool as well, because there's another legendary combo weapon that was kind of left behind after Forsaken came out.
I forgot all about that gun. No joke.
Yeah. It was such a cool addition, adding these legendary combo weapons to exotics to kind of have a bit of play between the two of them.
Yeah.
That they never really expanded on. And it bums me out. Like, cool stuff. After that, I think was the sword buff, 70 ammo.
70 ammo!
70 sword bullets.
70 sword bullets.
Get your sword bullets over here. 70 of them.
That is a little mo better. A little mo better than what we got right now.
So do you think by them upping this, the rumors of Dank Drinker coming forward are true?
Yes.
That's a weapon that just drinks ammo.
Yes, that's the dark drink. It's your ammo disappearing into the void as you spin forever. Yeah, that was one of the leaks that Dark Drinker might be dropping with Season of Opulence. I hope so. And with this 70 ammo, that's fantastic. They say that it's a max of 70, so I'm wondering if you can only reach that with the scavenger perks. I hope not. Because I want scavenger to push it to like 90. I want to get as close to 100 sword bullets as we can. It's like, we deserve that. That's what we had in the first game. Like, swords are garbage right now, but they might be a little bit better. Because
stomp mechanics are still going to be a concern. Even the only way that something like Dark Drinker would work is if, as you're attacking, the stomp mechanic was canceled out by your wave of attack. You know what I mean? Because everything stomps right now.
Yeah,
everything stomps right now. I don't think there's a single enemy or boss that I'm sure somebody out there can think of an example.
Have like stomps.
Yeah.
Like even the Vex like things have
The Hydras.
They don't even have feet,
Yeah.
and they have like a stomp mechanic. You know what I mean? So
Same with servitors.
Right.
Former guest of Devious Entity is in chat right now. And he says, "So many sword bullets means I can fly super far."
This man can take to the skies. Finally, what we needed here. But hopefully, I mean, shoot, meleeing right now is kind of how you cancel the stomp mechanic.
Right.
Just have to time it
Yeah.
right. So maybe that would work. Still, please get a new boss mechanic. Get a new melee or Nova mechanic for bosses, Bungie, please. It's
Full
so
clinch.
frustrating.
Full clinch.
Full
We need
or
it.
new perk, yeah, full clinch. You crouch, it just cancels all of it. There you go.
Full clinch.
Your butthole is puckered. There's also some changes coming to like ammunition. I think as a response to the bumping up of ammo there. I think basically all of the special heavy attacks are getting bumped up from 3 ammo to 4, which sucks. But we're getting 30 more sword bullets, so
Yeah.
I'll take that trade. I will 100% take that trade. And then I think there's some damage changes for like the lightweight frame of swords, so like the hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter one.
Fang.
Yeah, quick fang. So like I think the only real thing there is that they were like decreasing the aerial light attack.
Yeah.
They were decreasing the damage for that, so you can't cheese with it anymore in PvP and stuff like that. So look, I think
stunned.
other attacks. Yeah, but I think all other attacks except no ammo attacks, I want to say, got a damage buff. It was just the aerial light attack that got a damage reduction. Look, I'll take those. I'll take all those trades for more sword ammo. Like swords have been hurting for a long time in D2, so I'll take that. How do you guys?
Forever.
Man, quick fang was my go-to.
Oh yeah, Dan, you were on that sword for like a long time. Just weebing out all over in PvP with that thing.
Oh.
It used to be the meta, remember?
Yeah.
You didn't have a shotgun to shut it down,
You could not
so
shut
you
it
could
down.
just literally roll up to people with a sword and just cut them right down.
When shotguns
Holy
were
crap.
heavy. Jesus.
Do you guys remember when shotguns were heavy? Oh my god,
God.
I'm so excited for this.
The darkest timeline, dude.
that was absolutely the darkest timeline.
Oh.
You could not shut down anything. Oh my goodness.
Invis weeb. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it, guys.
Everybody
respect it.
did. I mean, that was one of the meta things to do. I mean, I remember watching clips of gigs doing the same thing. Invis sword, and Quick Fang made it so that you were fast enough to actually catch people, right?
Yep.
And give you a little bit of a speed boost too.
So
That
good.
agility.
Yeah, it
It
does.
was good.
I just wish the Warlock sword hadn't gotten just completely cucked but from like any type of special animation.
No, utterly cucked.
Because like
so,
Hunters get the weeb sword and they have the
Yeah.
weeb run animation.
the most
Titans
useful
get
sword.
their crown splitter and they run at you with the just holding the sword in one hand and their animations like that massive just ground pound. It's just sexy. Just get the Warlock just uppercut sword. It's like fuck.
Yeah. we can't even treat it like we could with swords in D1 where we could just sword glide endlessly. No, you get
I
one
know.
and you gotta stop.
Sad about it, dude. But they're also getting that, hot and spicy Imperial look to them, just like the
Right.
Trong.
Yeah, I think these swords are gonna get new versions in the Menagerie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there.
So
Cool.
excited.
Absolutely.
I'm
take
excited
it.
for shaders from the Menagerie. I don't know why. I think that they're gonna look really freaking cool and weird.
I want them to be as gaudy as the weapons from the Menagerie look. Because like
Okay.
that IS Luna model looks so extra. It's so extra. There's so much gold plating and jewels on it that it's like, I love your fashion sense, Chalice. This is what I want. And I want shaders that just make me look like that. Absolutely.
The raid belt. Like, can we talk about the raid belt and how it looks straight up like they ripped it out of WWE?
They beat up Brock Lesnar and actually
Yeah.
took his belt. Or whoever's champion right now. Yeah, yeah. I think that, and they introduced the concept of the raid belt with Last Wish, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So they're continuing that. I love it. Yo, chat, Thanos Luna. Thank you. Thank you, Thanos Luna. It's the Infinity Gauntlet on a hand cannon. I love it. But
That
yeah,
armor looks so good.
Mm-hmm. So like we've got the raid belt that's going to be for the world's first team. There's a bunch of other world's first, or not world's first, but like for day one and week one rewards, aren't there?
Yeah.
So you have the 24-hour emblem, and you can get the jacket. If you complete the raid, I believe it's
Before weekly reset on June
Before-
11th.
You have a week to get the jacket.
Same as last time.
Mhm.
Is it the same?
Was it? No, it was a weekend. It was a weekend for.
I thought the
Last Wish.
jacket was
Yeah,
like
it was a
yeah,
weekend.
much
Weekend for
shorter,
Last Wish. Yeah.
which is cool. That gives that gives people plenty of time to, the people who can't rush 6 hours of power leveling to get it in the first like 2 days.
Yep.
I think that's really neat. That's as expensive as that is. I kind of want it, even though I'm not too crazy about yellow, but I kind of want.
I am not
dude.
a fan of yellow, but I want it. I want it.
I gotta have it.
Yeah. That and the 24-hour emblem, I think, basically confirms this is a hive raid. It's
Hive
100% a hive raid. This is gonna smell of shrimp and space, and one person
Every
here is
time,
gonna like it.
like straight.
It's what they smell like. I will never stop reminding you that that's what your favorite class smells like. That's what
Do
your
they
favorite
smell
class.
like popcorn shrimp though? Because that's
Yeah, after you-
delicious.
I
smelling.
could go for some popcorn
I
shrimp.
could go for
Not
some popcorn
after-
shrimp right
I'm
now.
gonna put a thrall in my deep fryer and see what it tastes like.
No, not after you've left it on a hot sidewalk in Florida for a week. That's what hives smell like. They smell like week-old sidewalk shrimp.
I guess it's a good thing our guardians can't smell then, huh?
Yeah, bruh. Yeah,
and
bruh.
get food poisoning apparently. Ugh. Gross.
Nem, would you eat a hive if you had the opportunity? Would you actually eat one if it was prepared properly?
No. Just on the fact alone that TPL says they smell like shrimp, I cannot stand seafood. Just on that
Oh,
fact
okay.
alone.
If they
no.
didn't smell like seafood or shrimp at all, would you eat one?
I don't.
If
I
your
mean,
sense of smell was gone,
Well, you wouldn't be able to taste anything if your sense of
look,
smell
if
was
it's
gone.
if it's in a situation where there is absolutely nothing else,
No, this is just
to
like a
eat.
hive enthusiast. I'm like, you're coming to
Right.
my house.
Yeah.
You like hive? I'm gonna throw some in the oven. Make your favorite meal.
why would
Got
I
some
want to kill
Ogre eye
something that I
soup or
like?
something, dude. What do you mean? What? Ogre eye soup, Nem. Are you in or you out?
Ogre eyes.
Ogre eyes.
Ogre
Oh.
eye blast soup.
Isn't that what that
Eyeblasts,
strike in
don't-
D1
we should
was?
stop
That
calling
awful
it that
strike.
immediately.
What?
Eye blast soup.
Oh no. I'm pretty sure we had a strike about that in D1, and it was the worst strike in the game. So
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Would you rather
the
have like
wretched-
stir fried
the wretched
worm?
priest.
Eye. or something.
The wretched
like
eye.
that.
Worm fry?
Yeah.
The wretched-
I'll take
Worm
a worm
fry.
fry any day of the week.
Shoot! Come down, get yourself some worm fry.
Chew!
Not so thrall soup.
Yeah. No chitin munch for me. I don't think so.
Wait, did Nem answer the question? I don't think he answered the
He
question.
didn't. Not really.
Um,
He said he hated
sure,
seafood.
I would. You
You
know,
would.
sure.
All right.
You'd munch on an acolyte, huh?
I would try it.
What if that's a mechanic in the raid?
I'm not gonna guarantee that I won't immediately barf right after.
I'm pretty sure this is what happened to Rezel Azir. I'm pretty sure Rezel Azir was sitting in the moon like, has one tried eating a thrall? And we see how that went for that guy. So
I'm
There
sure
you
the
go, kids.
drifter. I'm sure the drifter could
Oh,
give me
he's
some
tried it.
tips.
he's tried it. You know
Oh,
he's
he's
tried it.
absolutely tried it.
I wouldn't eat Taken.
Thrall tips.
I wouldn't eat Taken. I think if I was presented with Hive, I think I would eat it.
Yeah,
I think I would eat
taken. It would be like eating rotten eggs, like sulfur,
I feel like it'd be runny. Like if I ate it, it'd be like really runny for like
and like super like just slimy.
Yeah. I'm out.
Yeah,
It's no good for me.
100%.
This reminds me of the full horn conversation we had back when the Anthem released.
That was a conversation. I don't know if we had.
Oh, that's right. That happened.
Yeah. Oh, it
That's
happened.
right.
I feel like
That's
that was
right,
an
the full
animator
horn.
getting back at his boss too. Like that illustrator was just mad at his boss for being
Knowing
a
what we
douche
know
about
now,
something.
of course it was.
Yeah, so it's like I'm gonna engineer this scene to have this guy eat this entire.
We take the full horn scene in a completely different context now that we know the story of it.
It's really
Beautiful.
good.
Excellent.
Dan, which one would you eat?
Which one would I eat?
Yeah, which one would you eat?
Am I limited? So is it
No,
just Hive?
Nope. You can have any Destiny enemy you want can be freshly prepared for you. Who are you eating?
Oh, dude, I would take a Cabal spit. Like you take like a Cabal and you put them on a spit roast.
Oh
You
man!
invite all your friends.
a Cabal sirloin. One, I'm kind of understanding Dan here. Cabals are big, thick boys. Like you could feed your whole fire team with.
You
a
don't
little
think that
bit
would
of
be
Cabal
tough
sirloin.
though? They're all jumping around all the time.
Nah.
Look, dude, they're
nah,
cased
man.
in that gel. You're fine.
You better tenderize
It's like
that,
turtle.
dude.
It's like turtle, yeah.
Like turtle, he said.
Yeah, it's like turtle. Crack that shell, and then it's just.
Yo, when we gonna do radiolaria shots though?
I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah.
Is that what we're washing this all down with?
Well,
Yeah.
hold on.
Drink at the table.
Radiolaria shots. Yeah, every time I look at radiolaria, I get the sensation that it would be like drinking milk, right? But it gives you the sensation that like
Pop rocks.
you know when you lick a battery,
like when you lick a battery.
when you lick
like
a battery
9-volt,
and you get that
Licking a
tingly,
Yeah.
stingy feeling, that's my head canon of what like drinking radiolaria would be like.
Oh no! It's
Oh,
like
man.
just acid. You're just taking shots of acid there. Milky
acid, dude.
I don't think so.
You'll use some Dusklight shard to clean your teeth afterwards, I guess. That's our toothpicks. Or phase glass needles might be better suited for that.
Look, man, give me some radiolaria. I will eat a Cabal any day.
All right, TBL, who you eating?
I'll stick with Amkara steaks. Absolutely, Amkara steaks.
Yeah. They're pretty
I
rare
could wish for
nowadays.
They're pretty rare. I'll find one. And I'll find one and wish for the perfect flavor. They'll come out perfect every time. Every time.
How many
There we
glimmer
go.
is that going to set you back, though?
Yeah.
Listen, I've got a max of what 99,999. So we'll
This
just
man's
start
like,
there and
money ain't an issue.
it's not an issue. Listen, Ribbon, money's not an issue. Give me the steaks. Absolutely, yeah.
What did this how do we make this turn?
I don't know.
It was most likely my fault. I probably did this.
It's
We started the question.
Somebody said something about
amongst
they're all
ourselves.
tasting like seafood, and I was like, all right, here's the deal, guys.
yeah, it's smelling like shit. Yeah.
Here's the deal, guys.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just glad nobody here picked. I'm just glad nobody here picked Zol. Thank you, everyone here for not picking Hive Worm God. I don't want to eat a worm.
Skin bowl worm.
You will never make me eat worm. Absolutely not.
Somebody's dog is upset about that.
I've heard Hive Worm tastes great.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
All right.
All right, I think we're ready for questions.
Last thing that I saw on the menu, they're changing up the pursuit tab. They're adding a pursuit.
Right.
I didn't understand a word of that.
They're basically taking it out of your inventory, putting it on the director.
Yeah. So you get more slots for bounties.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, you're gonna have
For me to
more
save
slots
for
to
next
open.
season that aren't going to work for the season I'm saving them for.
Yeah.
They're prepping
Side eye.
you. Mhm.
Side eye.
But yeah, that's cool.
Side eye.
No.
So.
All right,
Right.
question time.
Yeah, question time. Jebby. Question, what are your thoughts on Thursday and what would you like to see come out of it? I don't know how we haven't touched on this at all already.
Yeah, we suck. Well, we're terrible. I'll talk about eating enemies and we got lost in the sauce.
Eating enemies.
Yeah.
Look, man, the Guardians, they went through their own dark age with, the Iron Lords and the Warlords and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure some of them ate some Fallen. They definitely ate some Fallen and ate some Highs. This is a perfectly canonical question in the world of Destiny. But when it comes to Thursday, I think they're going to talk about whatever they're going to show off at E3.
Yeah.
It's going to be about September.
They're now confirmed at E3 on a
Wait.
panel.
Yes.
So
it's going to be whatever's coming next.
I think it's gonna be dialogue heavy. I don't think it's gonna be anything video game related per se, or Destiny related per se. I think it's gonna be about paths forward
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't think you can make a change like they're making without some form of public address to talk about what's going on.
And they keep because they've brought this up several times now in the TWAB on Twitter, and they keep referring to it as a conversation about the future of Destiny 2, not the future of Destiny. So I'm wondering if that means they're going to continue development on D2 for the foreseeable future until a D3 comes out in like 2020, 2021.
I have like it's like low expectation of, but I want high quality content.
yeah,
It's
Yes.
like, or what's the better way of saying it? Like, not saying a lot, but the things they say being pretty impactful.
Right. Yeah.
Might be a better way of saying it.
I definitely think Luke Smith's going to be a part of it. I don't see how you don't have, the director of the brand essentially on there at all talking about the game. I could see them talking about like what's coming, a little bit about what's coming in September, if there's anything coming in September. And that's basically it. I don't see them really relaunching anything. No big boats. But then again, I also want to be really surprised by it. So
Same. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be Thursday, so the 6th. We've only got a few days to go before we learn. Man, this is going to be a packed week. Absolutely packed week.
Yeah. We
9
gonna be
days till-
busy.
Or 9 days till E3.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, man. It's that time of year. It's that gaming time of year.
Mm-hmm. Aaliyah Hush asks, thoughts on fusion rifle buff and loaded question potential?
Gonna be good.
Gonna be neat.
We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
It's a needed buff for fusions. They've needed this in PvE for a while. I think for loaded question in particular, getting a 30% damage buff on top of the damage buff it already gets when you have a full magazine with reservoir burst might be a serious option. It might be a serious option in game modes like the Menagerie.
This is going to make rampage perks that people have been pulled on certain weapons really impactful as well. When it's going to stack this damage on top of other things, they're going to be viable. They're going to be a weapon you bring in and play that mid game where you're not going to be putting yourself in too much of harm's way like you would with a shotgun. But you'll have to be a little bit closer than you would with other primary weapons per se. I think it's a good middle game if that's where you want to play, which is where I prefer to play.
Dude, can you imagine the damage that can do with a Well of Radiance and then a faction boost?
Oh man, loaded question with all of that.
You're talking about serious ad clear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Masterwork too, so you can generate more orbs.
Yeah.
Then you can grab that Wendigo, and you can go to town with that too, as long as you don't have your super. It'll be great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Just got transported. RT Mayday asks, based on all the Horde modes we've received thus far, what would your amalgamation of all those modes be?
The Menagerie.
Yeah.
I
Something truly permanent.
Yeah, something truly permanent with its own reward set. So something like Escalation Protocol with its own series of weapons and armor that are tied to it. And with the ability to kind of pick what you want to go after. So pretty much everything that's been brought with the Menagerie.
Yeah,
we've been getting versions of Horde mode going back to like King's Fall, right? With the Court of Oryx, so all of these have been little
Forge
pieces to build upon this. I mean, honestly, the Archon's Forge might have been the best, or the forges that we've got with Destiny 2 are probably the two best versions in terms of quickness, completions, and rewards on top of that. I mean, Escalation Protocol had some of the best weapons out there, but it was really hard to beat for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this could be it, or it could just be another stepping stone on the way to create that environment that we're all really, really trying to get to.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
EP was definitely like the most successful of those modes overall.
I go back to Archon's Forge because of the Saladin's Vigil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Court of Oryx didn't have weapons, right? It had lore tied to it, and you needed certain things to get.
It
I think certain
had
quests required.
It had
It
the
also-
artifacts.
yeah, the artifacts.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in Escalation Protocol, I think was a great kind of starting point for Horde modes in Destiny 2. The problem with it there was the fact that it didn't have its own curated space, which
Mhm.
made teaming up to get it done a nightmare. Everybody can remember trying to matchmake with however many 8 other people to try to get some runs of EP done. I think it was hampered by that. And they did. They fixed that in later activities with like Blindwell being its own space and the Forges especially. Blindwell's problem is, of course, you have no reason to run it outside of your 2 tier 3s a week.
Right.
There's no rewards that are tied specifically to Blindwell. And they fixed that a bit with the Forges. So Menagerie is looking like it's kind of mixing all of that together, and that's what I wanted to see. Archon's Forge. I loved the Archon's Forge in D1. I spent a lot of time in, and I'm looking forward to jumping into this.
The other thing about Escalation Protocol was what it took away from players actually trying to do things on the map.
Yeah.
Like if you needed a public event and you would load in like whatever for I think it's Last Word, you need the 3 wizard rituals. And trying to get that on Mars going in there is like as soon as you roll in like some blueberry, and I've been guilty of this because I am that asshole too. They roll up and they start the Escalation Protocol, and they leave. They just roll up and hit the button.
Bye, dick.
Yeah, like yeah, you know, I've done that. I've been guilty of that for whatever. I need thrall kills or I need really rapid some stupid bounty.
Yep.
You know?
You just okay, I need hive kills. I'm gonna go start this. Person patiently waiting for hive rituals.
Oh man.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it went
Yep.
both ways with that EP, both matchmaking to actually partake in the event and not having its own social space so people could do whatever they wanted in that
See,
area.
That's the benefit of console. You could roll the timestamp back.
Yeah,
do
and
it
get
on
your
your
own
lonesome.
world space. Yeah.
Those are the days. Jebby asks, what gun would you love to see make a comeback that we have left behind? So
Look,
like year
we're
one
getting
stuff.
Boltcaster.
Ooh.
well,
I mean, you kind of
And-
have it with the Black Talon now,
Black
but
Talon,
the
yeah.
Boltcaster, like with Black Talon, you just die. The thing that made Boltcaster so amazing was like you got hit by it and for a second thought that you were okay.
yeah.
Oh, maybe it missed me. Oh wait, I'm cool. And then you
I'm
just
good,
exploded
bro.
into then you just exploded in electricity, hell. So like that was the thing for me that made it so amazing because I knew that somebody thought they were gonna live and then had their hopes and dreams shattered.
Oh man, Boltcaster! I can still remember one day on stream, I got a group together of 6 people. It was a mayhem week. We all went into Crucible wielding Boltcaster, and I just sat back and played music from the Highlander movies, shooting electricity. There can be only one, and that one was me. I won.
Oh, God.
But that's a good. And I
And then
miss
what's
that.
Necrochasm? We all know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doffs his cap.
I wasn't expecting Truth to come back. Like
It's one of those things like nobody, like you already said, like nobody, and then Buddy's like, here's Truth.
Here's Truth. Okay, I'll take the best PvP rocket launcher. We'll have to see what it comes with. I want it to have grenades and horseshoes. Please have grenades and horseshoes. I don't know if it will, but I want it to so badly. But I don't know. Like we've gotten so many things back that I wasn't really expecting. Thorn, Last Word.
Yeah.
I guess Hawkmoon is still what I'm waiting for. I still want my Hawkmoon back.
I just want new stuff. Just give me new.
I'll take
Hold
new
on,
stuff
that
too.
We got a sniper that rewards you for missing.
I'm cool with that. It's new. It's an old frame. It's an old chassis.
It is. It's that old rapid fire frame from Rise of Iron. I want to say.
Yeah. But it's
Bad juju. That'd be good. That'd be a good one. Oh man,
People are
especially
calling
since
for
they're
that,
about
but they've taken away ways for a solo player to create their own super again. So bad juju to me, in my mind, would be out. Like you're not going to give us a nerf to Ahamkara, to Shards of Galanor, to Orpheus rigs, and then give us a weapon that gives you your super back faster. That would be, in my opinion, that would be going the opposite direction of where you're trying to go.
It was such a good pulse rifle, though. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I loved it.
Yeah,
I had a very, very, very good relationship with that weapon.
That's why I kind of wish they were more consistent with some of these design philosophies. Yeah, we'll see.
Elias Hush has a question. What pinnacles will you go for first and why?
Well, we only know how to get one of them, right? Like, do we know
how to get the sniper?
We only know how
rifle?
to get the Roker.
It's probably going to be a situation where you have to use bows and gambit, and Dan will be way ahead of the curve.
That's the one I'm going for first, kills. So that's great.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was because Bungie does this where they make you a detriment to your team to accomplish triumphs and whatnot.
Yes.
Or using swords and using linear fusion rifles and gambit. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was you got to use your bow and you got to get 3 resets and you got to
full team wipe the bow.
Or maybe wipe an entire team with a bow or something. It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case.
I'll have it on day 8.
The Vanguard one, I mean, it's probably going to be 40 strikes and
the pinnacle weapon for this season was what?
40 strikes.
Oxygen.
Oh, the oxygen. I forgot about that. That was all scout rifle kills, right? And then
scout rifle precision kills, right?
It's 1,000, I think, or something like that.
Which is easy, and then just a bunch of strike completions, right?
It was 25, maybe.
Yeah. I did that they tied it to Triumph instead of.
Yeah. Making it more account wide.
Yeah.
I could see them, since this is going to be a heavy weapon, I could see them swapping it up with nightfalls, requiring nightfall completions instead of just strikes. Maybe get a 200,000 nightfall score. Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're only a couple days away. We'll see.
Last question for the evening. If you truly could loot the treasures of the Leviathan, what would you take? That's from Mills.
I'd take the dog emblems off the gauntlet wall. Pull that right on out. Put that on my wall.
It's just a giant dog emblem.
Yeah, I'd cut that right out of that wall. I'll get an arc welder or something and just
put it right next to your stream rig.
I'd find a spot for it. That'd
actually be pretty cool. If you could find that 3D printed or made at a metal shop or something, I could see that hanging up. That'd be awesome.
Speaking of 3D printed,
okay,
my bud is printing me a necrochasm.
Yo, poggers!
I am super stoked.
Who is
Can
printing
he print
it?
you some thrall to?
He's a personal buddy of mine. His name is Mike.
Sweet.
Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
He sent me the a little video of his printer just started doing the thing, and I was just like,
36 hours later.
Can Mike make me an errand
till? Pay for the material and the shipping, and he'll send it to me.
That's awesome.
See if Mike will make me an errand till.
So
I'll pay him.
We would all you would need is the STL files, which
I couldn't find one. There's none that exist.
Yeah, so I got lucky because I managed to find a whole 20 pieces of the necrochasm STL files, and he sent me a message because he saw my tweet about it, and he was like, "Nem, do you realize I've had a 3D printer for a couple of years, right?" And I was like,
I forgot. So are you gonna paint it yourself when you get it?
I actually Moonvald has an airbrush, so she's offered to paint it for me.
Oh yeah.
So
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Right on. Do you know what you would take from the Leviathan?
Yes, I would take whatever is on the floor before you get to Chalice's encounter. I don't know if that's real jelly, the purple stuff, and I'll just lace my room with it.
Don't
because I like that.
It hurts.
I wouldn't have predicted that for you.
Oh, dude, I love that floor.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
It looks like grape jello, and I want to lick it.
So is that what you would eat? Like, if you if you
If you could eat
take
anything in the
hive out,
Destiny universe,
take the hive out of it. You would drink the planet wine?
I 100% would just
Right.
stuff my face in there, Dan.
Fucking A. That's what I like to hear.
Man, I dig it. What about you, Dan?
Oh man. I think I would actually take one of the plants from the dog room. I would take one of those, and just whenever it
Those are-
bloomed, I would open the window real quick, and then it would like it
wouldn't
has
take
to
the
be like a
plants from the
potpourri.
underbelly, because the underbelly has like that terrarium or whatever you call it, like that.
Yeah,
He
You know,
wants
that
to
one
shoot
spark.
laser beams at people,
yeah.
like with a seed.
It's like
That's a crystal.
yeah. I want it to be like an air freshener type deal, where it's just sitting in my office. There's a countdown. I open the window. All of a sudden,
And all of a sudden, you're under arrest because you've
Smells-
taken out a city block. Like,
oh yeah. Well, shit.
where's this story going?
All
I
right,
didn't
I'm
realize that
sorry.
was the after effects.
People are just collapsing in the
You
middle.
better have nothing for the next like 40 miles outside your window, like a barren nothingness.
I got a
I'm
neighbor.
sorry, officer. I had to get some sunlight to my plant.
I got a neighbor, and those are the ones I like. So, well, shit. Maybe not that then. I'll have to pick something else.
Have to reconsider and get back to us.
Oof.
I think that was a good answer. I think that would make a pretty good little house plant.
It's like having the traps from Mario Brothers in your house, and I forget what they were
The
called.
piranha plants.
Yeah, the piranha plant.
Oh, what species is
What
this?
harm
I
could
don't
come
know.
from this, dude?
Feed me,
Feed me by
Phil.
hand.
Seymour.
Did your plant just eat a cow?
Feed me,
Like
Seymour.
a whole cow? Yes.
Excellent.
You don't do that.
Yeah. You guys don't have
Photosynthesis, bro.
piranha plants.
Cow synthesis.
There you go. It eats
What
beef.
about you, TBL?
That's what's... Me?
Yeah. What did you get?
I'd take the Leviathan.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I'd take the Leviathan.
I knew it. You just see, like TVL's rolling up. Stop.
Oh, I'm sitting at the top of that space fish,
I
like
want a race.
like you can't tell, but like the hydraulics are going, but it's so big you can't tell. It's in space.
That's a nice Toyota Supra you got there, bitch.
You want
Yo,
you want a race, and that car just takes off, and then TBL just consumes the planet.
hey, bro, that's a nice scrap ship you got from that Outbreak Prime mission. Yeah, weak shit. Race it for pink slips. I'll never lose. I'm the repo.
Or
I'm
you'll
taking
destroy
that
the
shit.
world if you do. And nobody there's no witnesses will do
Nobody
it.
knows.
So it's like
There's no record. There's no record of a pink slip changing hands. There you go. I'm taking that fish. Oh, that fish is mine. Absolutely mine. There we go.
this dude took the whole thing.
I'll take the hey, they said any of the treasures of the Leviathan. The Leviathan itself is a treasure. I'm taking the whole thing. Give me that ship. Hand it over. Give me the keys.
Wonderful.
Speed this whip right on over to my least favorite planet. That's Mercury, by the way. It doesn't need to
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, all right. Is that the last question? Is that all we got?
That's all that's fit to print.
That's an episode 202 of Planet Poopstiny. That is all that is fit to print. Thank you, Guardians, so much for tuning into episode 202 of the Planet Destiny podcast. I think we had a pretty good time here. We went through all this stuff in the TWAB. We answered only the most important questions. Only the most important questions, like, you know, what enemy or anything from the Destiny universe would you eat? What would you steal from Chalice's house / RV? These are the things that people needed to know, you know?
These are the important questions.
Only the most important questions, and that's why we're here to answer them for you. Thank you, Guardians, so much for tuning in this week. Very busy week coming up with the season of Opulence getting ready to go live. there is going to be an absolute ton of stuff to cover. So make sure you're staying tuned to everybody here's channels because they're all going to be doing stuff, especially people who are running that raid on day one. Aura, Nim, I wish y'all some luck. I wish y'all all the luck in the world. It's going to be fun. But Aura, where can they find you on that day one raid?
You can find me twitch.tv/Aura. I'll be running with Jay Sniperton, Schecter, Tesh, Patrick Static, Mr. Doble. It's going to be quite a great group of guys. Say that 3 times fast. Also find me on Twitter, twitter.com/evilaura, 3VIL_AURA.
Right on. Looking forward to bouncing. I'm just gonna have to have a multi-stream up while I'm at work and just like bounce between everybody else's
I'm gonna have
attempts.
Notifications muted, chat minimized, OBS minimized. Like I'm gonna be live, but there's not gonna be any kind of distraction for anything. I want to be completely invested in my teammates for it. So it's gonna be broadcast, but blind means blind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Nim, how about you, man?
Twitter.com/NemPlays and Twitch.tv/NemPlays. I will be running the raid with Pyro Gaming and Shackle's Hotgun or Ramshackle, and one of the couple of names that she has. You may know her from the Destiny Roundup website, where she brings us all of the information for Destiny in one location. And it's gonna be such a dumb raid. I feel sorry for anybody who watches our raid attempt because it's just gonna be silly. We are most definitely not going for like the race for world's first, but we definitely want that 24-hour emblem. So
watch you guys
catch us
stumble
around
into
there.
it.
Oh, I know. Like
brute force every encounter and just win. There you go.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm stoked for Tuesday.
Right on. Dan, about you?
Hey guys, my name's Danfinity. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Danfinity, but the eyes are L's, so Dan Flannelty. You can find me on twitch.tv/Danfinity, where this week I will probably just be, just playing, just having fun. On Tuesday, I'll probably be watching Polar Bear, since she's got the raid race ESPN style with like 10 different teams. I'll be cheering you guys on, and I'll have you guys on in a multi. It's going to be kind of fun. And then this week we had Elaine from Nerd and Needle on Side Quest Sunday, and it's a really fun episode. You can find that anywhere that you get podcasts, as well as 5 p.m. on my channel on Sunday evenings. So love to see you in chat.
Right on. And of course, my name is The Black Link. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all at The Black Link. This week's going to be very similar to what Dan just said. I'm not going to go for raid. I'm not going to do that maybe until I might try that on Friday, but it's going to be a very casual push through of Season of Opulence content so I can engage in the Menagerie, get some guides together, see what you can do, and get that content out to you guys over on the Planet Destiny YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe there. We do a lot of big stuff. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 202 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. Season of Opulence is nigh. And by the time we come back next week, we're going to have a lot of stuff to say about it. So make sure you're staying tuned. We'll catch you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Dan pooped today.
Dan pooped
bye.
today. It's a good day.
I pooped today.